us live, it says.
I'm always lagging behind.
Lagging behind. We were last to the queue, isn't it? What was it? You were last in the queue when they were handing out reins. No, I was first, but they sent me to the back. They thought I pushed in, but never mind. Anyway, moving on. I was just thinking about stupid insults.
You were last in the queue when they were handing out reins.
We are definitely live. Good morning.
Yay!
Good morning. And welcome to Elevensies with Lisa and Anton.
I think you've insulted me, but I'm not sure.
No, I wasn't talking about you. I wasn't talking to you. I was just thinking in my head one of those verbal processing things about what, where I used to incur the wrath of people, which happened occasionally, a lot. I probably still do. I was a jerk when I was a kid. You should know that.
Morning, Nessa.
So good morning, everybody, and welcome to Fantastic Friday, where we continue the incredible story of us. And we were just mulling over some of the weird and wonderful things that we've seen done, accomplished in our lives, I guess. Yeah. That's just some wild stuff. Hopefully people will join us on the Tube of You.
Hi, Shayna.
I don't know.
Well, yeah. I mean, I know that
out there.
Yesterday we were talking kind of about perseverance and, Anton's right arm is all screwed up, so he's doing things
It's on the mend.
It's
on the mend.
And
I
really
got slightly more movement.
Don't feel well, but, I'm up and showered.
Up and dressed. What more do you want? That's it. Yeah.
Yes, the candlesticks in the background, I think they belonged to my mom.
Oh my goodness, best not light them then.
They're ears of corn is right. I use them
Wendy.
for Mabin.
So,
we're on the mend. Yep, we're on the mend. And I think
yeah.
the idea is just to talk about perseverance, no, I mean, we talked about the story of us and we said, we were both in really bad relationships that ended, and both of us wanted to find a new relationship and thought, well, how are we going to do it? So we manifested it, and it wasn't just magic. It was energy put into that magic, right? This is, what I'm working towards and I'm focused on, and I'm going to make those connections. I'm going to have those synchronicities and coincidences and allow these things to happen. And that's kind of, I guess, how both of our personalities work, right? Like if somebody says, well, whatever, it doesn't defeat us, it motivates us, right?
Oh, you can't do that. Yeah, hold my beer. I'll give it a go.
Again, I'm so sorry. I'm suffering with these
med allergies. I think it's got to be the way to describe it at this point.
But I kind of need the meds.
you got an appointment Monday, which means obviously we can't. I can't go with her. Well, I can go with her. I'm going to take her there, assuming I can drive. Which you
might be better at driving than me because I'm a little dizzy from the meds.
Well on the mend. Well on the mend. I'm very pleased that it's coming. It's coming along. I'm in nowhere near the pain I was yesterday, and yesterday I was in nowhere near the pain I was the day before. So it's definitely on the mend, and that's making me feel better. So we've got an appointment to get you sorted on Monday. On Monday, they're going to.
So Anton will be doing Elevensies by himself because, of course, my appointment is right at the wrong time. But that's the only appointment I could get, and I'm taking it.
So I should apologise in advance for Monday's episode of Elevensies, because you're going to have to put up with me. I shall try to be moderately humorous.
We do still have an awful lot of things on our plate.
Oh my God, and how?
But they're all very positive things, and we are working on them. I know some people think that we're crazy because we have so many things going on, but all of the things that all the things kind of work in relationship with each other. Like supporting and keeping the shop going, working with our community, working on Celtica, writing books, doing all the things that we're doing.
They're all
part
linked,
of the same, burst forth from the same nucleus. So.
Burst forth. Ooh.
So even though we feel like we've, been held up because of health issues for quite some time. We do
this
know
last month's been a doozy.
We do know that the best is yet to come.
It is. We always keep saying that, don't we?
Yeah, that's kind of our motto to each other.
The best is
yet to come.
Because and I think that's a lot of if you I mean there's a lesson in the fourth branch of the Mabinogi of what happens when you run forwards looking backwards.
Oh, well, yes.
When the maiden's trying to escape, they run into the lake and drown, don't they? When they're trying to get away. But that's it. You have to keep looking forwards, and if you don't look forwards, where are you looking? I mean, that's not to say you shouldn't be honor your past.
Take the lessons.
Take the lessons that you've learned
but
from
don't
that.
let it keep you looking backwards, because that's not the way you're going.
Take the good stuff. Don't let your mistakes define you or your oopsies define you. It's just another way of learning. It's a learning experience so long as you learn from it.
Nessa says, I'm sure if you guys didn't have a full schedule, you wouldn't be able to function. That's true, but
that's probably true.
It does sometimes get on top of you a little bit.
Well, it does when I think the thing is you're feeling really frustrated because you're just not firing on all cylinders at the moment. And that's like this, if you can imagine, do everything you're doing today, but you also have to drag around this 100-pound anchor with you on a chain, all right?
Well,
that's pretty much how you're feeling, I think.
I'm in a non-function place. Like, I can't even count money.
Yeah.
And for anybody who knows me, I can back out a drawer in about 5 seconds. Hi, Tina.
Flash
I used to have to break, I don't even know how many drawers anyway. I'm old school retail, and for me to feel like this is just terrible.
You can add up without a calculator, that's for sure.
Yes, I can add.
You can make change without a calculator.
Yes.
These are.
But not yesterday. I miscounted money, so it's just terrible.
All right. Well, if you handed any to me, let's hope you err on the plus side.
I don't know, but I think that was a reality check, right?
Well, it is. It's a bugger when you're not quite cooking, but. Again.
But it's okay because I do what I can do, and that's what we were talking about yesterday, like making baby steps.
Mm-hmm.
What I can do is make notes and write things down and
Carol,
try to keep moving forward. So
you got to, life deals you curved balls. What are you going to do? There's no crying in baseball. You've just got to. Hopefully, they're either going to walk you off or you're going to hit it out the park. And besides which, baseball ain't just one inning anyway, is it?
No.
What do I know about baseball? Pretty much nothing.
And it never ends in a tie.
It can't, can it? Mm-hmm. Can you actually tie a game in baseball? Is it? I mean, what if this?
No, the longest game was like 27 innings.
Well, don't they have like in some series where they've limited the number of innings, or do they never do that?
Not to my knowledge.
Has it ever run into more than one day?
Yeah, 27 innings. It's
more than one day.
Yeah.
They actually play. So when do they call it for the night? We're screwed now. We have to go have a cup of tea or whatever, and maybe we'll pick it up again tomorrow.
No, but you start to run out of players because they can only play for so long. That's like 3 games worth of innings, 9 innings instead, 27.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Sorry. For somebody.
And I believe the New York Mets were involved in that game.
Oh, the Mets. The Mets, you've got a feel for the Mets, haven't you? This is interesting. We're starting to talking about baseball here. You've got a feel for the Mets because if ever there was a team that has the ability to consistently snatch defeat out of the jaws of victory, It is them.
I'd still rather watch baseball than cricket, I have to say.
Oh, no, cricket is magnificent. Oh, gosh.
These are back in the days. Back in the days when I thought I was going to teach myself Welsh by watching Pedwa Ek.
Well, it's Pedwa Ek. Yeah, you certainly could.
And I got onto a cricket game and I thought,
I tell you what, you'd be...
What the heck is this game?
What the hell's going on here? You would recognise now that you've spent more time in Wales, now that you're far more familiar with the Welsh language, now that you're familiar with Welsh mythology, I bet you could watch Pedwa Ek and actually get a lot of it.
Right.
But
I still, even if you watched it in English, couldn't understand cricket.
Oh, well, no, cricket is interesting.
Oh, my God. What kind of
cricket
rules?
is a game that can go on for several days.
The pitcher's called the bowler.
Well, there's more than one of them. They switch ends. Yes, they...
anyway.
Never mind. Runs are between the wickets. The best position to play in cricket for a midfielder is silly mid-on. That really is a position.
Yeah, as you can see, I decided that it wasn't baseball, and I thought, no, not doing that. Anyway.
I love it. Pitch is a bit dry. There's some cracks in it, the size of the Grand Canyon, but a bit of a bouncer there. Remarkable shot from both of them. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm just being a cricket commentator.
And you have no idea. You think you have no idea what he's talking about. Yeah, anyway.
Watch a game of cricket. Go look up the rules of cricket. They're fascinating. Yeah, I used to, well, that wasn't my game though. I played rugby, which is why I have this marvellous broken profile of my nose and one shattered left kneecap, but such is life.
Right.
Anyway, what? The best is yet to come. I'm certainly not going to be playing rugby again.
Well, I would certainly love to hear thoughts and things about the future. I would love to establish Celtica.
It's going to happen.
A place where we could take care of our little square mile, our corner.
And
my dad always said brighten the corner.
Yeah, and instill that.
And have a place for the tradition to live and let people understand how to live simply. So others can simply live. And have a place for the tradition to grow. I'd like to grow the tradition. Take better care of our spiritual community. I'd like to publish at least, 10 or 15 more books before I shuffle off.
Well, it's all good. It's all doable.
What else would we have on our
Well, we intend to become stars of stage and screen.
Oh, yes.
There is that. No,
maybe record some more music would be nice.
That's nice. Get back to playing would be nice. I'm sure we can do that. I have to figure out where middle C is. But definitely the best is yet to come. And it's amazing when you're focused on just moving forwards, how easier it becomes. If you see opportunities, not obstacles. If you see a route, not a blockade, that's really is the secret to just move. It's no secret. It really is no secret.
No, it's not a secret.
It's what you focus on comes into focus. Yeah. If you're going, there's this huge thing in front of me, I can't. Oh, look at this thing. Look at this huge obstacle. Just maybe look slightly to the side. There's probably a path around it. There is. And maybe there's another way around. You don't have to just be stuck with that obstacle. And I think the one thing that I would say I am most grateful to my father for, the gift that he gave me more than anything else, outlook, I think is eternal optimism. And I think that optimism can carry you through very dark times. And it's a beautiful thing. And we're very good at inspiring each other. And that I say,
I'm definitely a realist. Like, I will hope for the best and plan for the best, but I'll also have a plan if everything goes south. Right? In other words, like, you have to expect that it's real life, and that sometimes crap will come your way, but how you deal with the crap. Oh, look. I would just take this as fertilizer, and that's back to that.
A good attitude.
People tell you can't do it. Well, that's just going to make me do it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, for sure. And neither one of us are Sagittarians, which is the thing. If you tell a Sag you can't do something, they respond magnificently well to reverse psychology.
Well, we do have a lot. Both of us have a lot of fire in our charts.
Well, yeah, Leo ascendant, Leo, Yeah. So yeah, but gosh,
I have Jupiter in Aries. That's how I expand.
That means you fight a lot of wars on a lot of fronts, probably. I don't know, because the Aries, you're combining the energies really of Mars and Jupiter together there, which gives you a very broad engagement.
Don't mess with me.
I'll try not to. I know. It's I don't know.
No, I think that it also gives me a very good sense of fairness.
Yeah. You will always be...
and that's in my 9th house, so it's my pioneering kind of... It's in my 9th house. The house of higher learning and foreign language and all that kind of stuff.
I will say you've taught me tolerance, which is something, one of the things I guess all your behaviour is typically learned. And I guess my dad shouted a lot, to be honest. So I wonder why I do.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I'm so sorry. You're having an allergic reaction. We'll get it sorted. I promise. It will get this fixed. We will get you back firing on all cylinders. We absolutely will. So, yeah. So I'll be honest. I'll raise my hands up and say I'm far from Mr. Perfect. Far from it.
Oh, I'm far from perfect too. I think that what I was talking about, you're saying it's in Aries, so it's like the worry Marsy thing. But I'm always very careful to try to step back and see the other perspective,
Yeah, I say that's what you taught me, tolerance, and I am hugely grateful for that, because I think I used to be quite arrogant and pig-headed, and some would still say I am arrogant and pig-headed, and there's probably an element of truth in that. If truth be said, there probably is an element there where there's always room for improvement. But I think if we consider ourselves to be a continual work in progress, and that we can isolate the areas in us, or identify, not isolate, identify the areas within our personal lives that could warrant a little bit of improvement, and we're cognizant of it, and we try to work towards improving that. That's a really healthful kind of attitude. I think it's a really healthful way.
You're talking about what you learned from your father or your parents, and I think I learned my tolerance from my mom.
Sure, didn't learn it from your dad.
My dad was Taurus, but I think what they both, they were both young people, young and aspiring towards their lives during the 30s,
right?
Which was a very difficult time.
Global recession, talk about,
So they definitely had a waste not, want not attitude, but that was also don't waste your energy too, So I think that they kind of gave me this boundaries, or that not giving up kind of thing, where if somebody, hi Jen Jen, if somebody is really being a downer or mopey or whatever, I'll either, I'll try to motivate, but if I can't, then I can't stay in that energy.
Then you'll isolate. Yeah. If you can't motivate, isolate. In other words, get the hell away from somebody who's sucking the energy out of you.
Because you'd only have a finite amount.
Yeah, I know. It's this is the trouble. I think it was Shakespeare, laugh and the world laughs with you, cry and you'll cry alone. If only that was the case, Misery loves company. It really does.
And it breeds, doesn't it?
And it just wants to pull so much grief and angst and everybody wailing at the wall kind of thing. But yeah, there is a time for sorrow. There is a time to mourn. There is a time to shed a tear and be hugely compassionate and give somebody a hug. There is a time for that. But if it becomes de rigueur, if this becomes the daily thing where we're just trapped in a morass of pity, it's a continual pity party, we're stuck on repeat. And there are so many people that have allowed their lives to become that they really focus on that, and all they have to share with anybody else is pity, and that's not helpful. No. We will give it the college try to try and bring that person up, and we're both fairly inspirational, we are, but we also realize if this person is on our periphery and you've tried and you've tried and you've tried, it's not helpful for you to allow that person to bring you down to their level,
Right. I mean,
you've got to try and bring them up to yours, or if you can't, accept that you're not the right person to fix their problem and point them in the direction of somebody who can.
Right, and especially for the people who are sensitive these days, that are feeling the drag.
And ain't the loss.
They're feeling the weight of all the deaths and the weight of all the frustrations and the and I'm not saying WAIT, I'm saying like heaviness. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The empathic people, the sensitive people are feeling all that angst and anxiety and fear and hatred and
zeitgeist, a wonderful German word. It's like the prevailing feeling of the world right now, the zeitgeist.
So, I'm not saying that if you're feeling stressed and upset, you should hide in a hole and pull the blanket over your head. But you do need to learn how to set boundaries and say, you know, I will give you this, but you cannot take this, right? So you have to set boundaries to kind of keep your sanity.
Absolutely. And just also coming back to the self-care, we all get in a position where sometimes we need to let off steam, and sometimes, you know, you might just want to cry your eyes out at a chick flick or pull a blanket over your head and just chill for a day or whatever, and just allow yourself that luxury or tiny bit of time to reset. And that's perfectly okay. That's taking care of yourself. And if you have a good friend, you know, uncork a bottle of wine and just put the bloody world to rights.
If only.
Or what only? If only. Well, yeah, once we get your meds sorted, I promise we'll have a lovely bottle of wine. But yeah, we if that's, you know, these are good, necessary things. These are all the things, you know. Internalizing stuff sometimes does not help, you know, especially if you've got that dreaded, what do you call it? Like the VCR got a mold, DVD got a mold, whatever. You've got it on loop. You know what I'm saying? You watch the horrific event unfold. You hit stop, replay, play it again, play it again, and you keep going over and internalizing what it is that upsets you. It just drives you deeper and deeper into the morass. That's not looking forward. That's not looking forward. Right. So if we could give you a gift today, we would actually love you to take on board our mantra, which is the best is yet to come. So to realize that even if it's even if it's raining heavily at this moment in time, even if it's raining heavily at this moment in time,
Shield
you know,
yourself.
yeah, things are getting soaked. You feel quite miserable. You know, it's horrible. Understand this rain too will pass, unless of course you're in Wales or Bergen.
But you need the rain to grow things.
It's true. It's true. You see that hill over there? That means if you can see it, it's going to rain. Can't see it, it's raining.
Yeah, pretty much. But no, you need, you know, into every life a little rain must fall, but without that you wouldn't be able to grow anything.
That's true, but understand all things are temporary, such is the nature. All things are temporary. This too will pass, you know. So relish the good times and keep looking forwards, and if you can have that attitude of gratitude, if you can have that sense of appreciation, and perhaps innate understanding that everybody around you is a story you know nothing about, that is the one thing that really helped me with the tolerance thing, you know. And it was when I was in hospital these last couple of days, you know, that was the one thing that really, I have to be honest, I was almost quite proud of myself. I know that sounds horrible and conceited, but my
for not freaking out.
Yeah, no. The poor guy down the hall. We talked about it yesterday. He was obviously in very emotional distress, and maybe had Alzheimer's or something. I don't know. I mean, but I'm just assuming. But you could tell by the, you know, he wasn't in a good space with what he's yelling, and so many people were like, you know, just complaining about the yelling. Can't you do something about it? Can't you do something about it? And yet I just felt the poor guy, you know, and I tried to send him love and healing and comfort, you know, because he's obviously in a terrible space there, you know, and I wouldn't want to be there. I would not want anybody to be in that space. So yeah, what do you think about? And that, I think, is, I suddenly realised, hang on a minute, mate, you've actually learnt something. For once in your chuffing life, you've learnt something. Because like the way to go is, oh shit, why am I stuck in this trap? Why did that person just pull in front of me? Why, you know, why this, why that? Why is everything being so difficult today? Where's your focus? What are you looking at? What are you drawing to you? And so I have to, with all of the gratitude I have in my body, I have to say, I really owe it to Lisa for teaching me that.
Me?
Yeah, you. Being around you has changed my life. And I am very much a changed person from the person I was when we met. And I believe changed for the better.
That's good.
I believe I've grown. Yeah, not shrunk, I've grown. And I think we've both grown together, and I think we've learned much from each other.
I've become a lot more worldly.
Can't stand computers though, still.
Not really.
But it's.
Hey, but if without the computer, I probably couldn't have gotten a book written. So.
Well, there is that small point. These are tools. And don't be intimidated by your tools, is what I would say. Learn to master them, like learn to master your instrument. If you've got an art, you want to play it,
And just while I have a moment, I know a few people on here are waiting for the next Reiki class.
Oh, God, yeah.
And again, that is something I can't teach on Zoom.
It can't be done.
Once I feel a little bit better, I will be posting some classes for the winter. I want to definitely do an astrology class and some other really cool stuff. But Reiki is one that I have to be in person. And I think that we're coming for some more difficult times in our ability to deal with COVID. So
inherently, we're moving indoors now, aren't we?
As the weather cools, moving indoors. So
which increases
we're going to depend
risk.
on Zoom a lot more than we have been for workshops, classes, and our circles.
We can do Zoom. We learn how to do it.
Yeah.
You got a dab hand with the iPad doing things.
Yeah, I mean,
we learned. That's a skill we learned.
We've worked very hard to keep our community together, and this past week I've had an opportunity to speak with different people from different traditions, and many of them said to me, "Well, we're just not having gatherings." And I said, "Oh, well, we're not really having in-person gatherings." And they're like, "No, we're not doing that on Zoom." So I think we've done very well to keep our community together.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly...
It's not the same as being in person, but at least there is, a ritual to focus on every week. So.
Well, certainly that was the thing. I mean, I know another hat I wear. I'm chairing Newport's Public Access TV committee. So I know when, this was we was first going into lockdown, one of the things that we did was try and support spiritual leaders within
throughout the community,
to try and help them, put services and religious gatherings, because people desperately need, their spiritual support in times of this. And so we were kind of cognizant that we needed to be there for our community.
Well, yeah, if you can't go to church, then the church should come to you.
Kind of. And the wonderful thing about the way we did it, and I think this is what's so different in the craft, we circle. There's a priest, or a priestess and a priest, but there isn't this like, they're the clergy and everybody else just watches what's going on. It's very much participatory.
Right. So it is difficult when people are home with their distractions and things like that. But you may not be able to accomplish the same depth of
level of focus,
work.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But
you can still do something that is worth doing.
We've had some very successful circles on Zoom, honestly. So long as you work to what it is, these are the tools I've got to work with.
And everybody in the community, I think, has worked very hard doing their part to do the work and lead the circle, or
some great astral journey work, some great meditations.
Yeah.
These things adapt well to Zoom.
Just staying connected is keeping your relationships with people that you can't hug
physically see. So this has helped retain some degree of normalcy. Not perfect, we totally accept that. But from what Lisa was saying, with touching base with so many
other traditions.
Yeah, elders in other traditions. Definitely, it was quite revealing that
that we weren't doing as poor a job as we thought.
Yeah, even though people are always quick to complain. The whole world is quick to complain.
Yeah.
Just as this could be so much better if and it could be so much better. But was it Maya Angelou? I can't remember. Do the best you can until you know better. When you know better, do better. And I think honestly that's been our philosophy.
Well, I also think that for me, I wanted to fight the virus in a sense, right?
How?
Well, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't.
I want to take it on. I want to
just
protect
finish saying
my community.
I don't let things defeat me.
Right.
So there was no way that I was going to let this crap take away our spirituality. So I kept saying, well, we'll try to meet in person, and we'll try to do this, we'll try to do that, trying to find a way.
You have to realize.
But I think I've got
quickly,
a solution for the winter, and I think
you
we'll
can't
be okay.
please all the people all the time.
Oh no, you can't ever please anyone, hardly.
You can't do all the people all the time.
All you can do is your best and what you feel is best for everyone.
And you can guarantee, even if something was absolutely perfect, somebody somewhere is going to complain about it.
Yeah.
This is just like, okay, we're doing the best we can. And I think that's the thing. That's, again, what are you subscribing to? Are you subscribing to the people who say, oh, thank you, this was great, this is good, Or are you subscribing to the naysayers?
This is crap because we couldn't be in person. It's hard.
We all have naysayers. Quite often they're sat on your shoulder. They are. Oh, transformation.
Change and renewal.
Yes. Wipe the slate clean.
Wipe the slate clean and start over. And I think that, we can already feel that Mercury retrograde coming.
Yeah? You don't say.
We're 2 weeks out, but you can feel it.
I just can't believe the challenges that we had.
Oh my God.
I'm just trying to pay a bill online
and all of a sudden you have to have a reception code.
An authentication code. Oh, this is new. So it would be good if it worked.
He tried for hours, and this morning he got 9 codes.
9 authentication codes this morning.
That's that crazy Mercury energy. But Mercury is going to be retrograde in Libra. So again, I think there's going to be some high highs and some low lows. But I think we're all going to figure out how to move forward for the better, right? Long live the king is dead, long live the king.
Isn't that the truth?
So,
Isn't that the truth?
This is a card for today, but usually our Friday card kind of carries us through the weekend. So I'm going to say, allow yourself to see ways to do things better, right? So if you've been doing the same thing a certain way for a period of time and the results didn't change, allow yourself to see a way to do it better. Mm-hmm. That's my reading for the weekend. This is actually, curiously, a very positive card. Not a lot of people realize that. Well, he's got a white flag, Rosicrucian.
It scares the bejeeber out of most people when you pull this out in a reading. They just want to run and hide. Oh,
death! Oh my God!
One time, I just want to scream and jump out of the window and just keep running.
Yeah, he said he likes to do 3-card readings, and he said he's going to get giant cards, and then he's going to pull this card and just leap out the window.
Just keep running. No, told you I was a jerk. But no, honestly, this is true. There's some incredible changes happened on this card, but from other people's perspectives, nothing has changed. There's still a king. Le roi est mort, vive le roi. There's still a king, albeit a change of the guard. There's still a king. So for people in the serfdom, which is pretty much all of us, nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. We just got a new king, but we're not exactly really close to the king. Not what you might call a close friend, unless of course you are. But yeah, there's so your life doesn't change that much, but the king who shuffled off this mortal coil, that's changed rather a lot there. But the interesting thing is that we see Death has come down on his white charger to carry the newly departed down to the river Styx, whereupon he jumps on the ferry, pays said ferryman, arrives at other side, and look at this.
Very Malkuth.
Excuse me. Look at what the heck's going on here. This is this whole citadel with a rising sun, and he's being blessed by the bishop. Yes. Take it down and what?
Yeah. Anyway, stop it.
That's it. What's he saying? Yeah.
What's your reading? Come on.
Change and renewal. This very much is. I think this indicates an initiation, and some would say death is the last initiation, or possibly the first. Who the hell knows?
Oh yeah.
But it is, and an initiation is like the realization that something has changed. And you can't go back to being blissfully ignorant when you've had that initiation.
The bomb is detonated. You can't
you can't undetonate a bomb. You can't uninitiate an explosion. So this is what's gone on here. There's been an initiation, and there's no going back from that point. So this is a realization. I think this is where you get the opportunity. You suddenly see things in a different way. You wipe the slate clean. You do something different. Don't try over. You're not trying to do the same. You're actually doing it differently, completely differently. So this does indicate, the need for a completely different approach, utilizing the realization of knowledge that you've got. Okay. So it's a reinvention. Okay. It's a reinvention. So reinvent your bloody self today, and suddenly you won't feel so stuck. You won't feel so stuck. Reimagine yourself, reinvent yourself. Which is what we had to do with when we were closed for 13 weeks. We had to reinvent ourselves.
So funny.
We're going to pull all the cards out.
No, I was just thinking
I'm just going to do a full reading for
No,
everybody.
I was thinking about these cards in relationship and how much they look alike this morning in the shower.
You were thinking about that in the shower?
Yes.
Seriously?
Yes.
You were thinking about those two cards, the Page of Cups and Death?
Yeah.
Go on, share your thoughts. Just I'm fascinated. Ignore the camera. They'll just hang around for a bit.
It's a class that I want to put forth, but it's more of
an idea right now.
Yeah.
You sort of like boiling
it's a workshop in the tarot, but I'm mulling over how I'm going to execute it and who is going to be the recipient.
Fascinating, Captain.
That's all I'm going to say.
Fascinating. Oh, I like it.
The best is yet to come.
Oh, always the best is yet to come, definitely. And yeah, so the best is yet to come for you guys. Yeah, you might have gone through a really you may have gone through a very challenging time. You must remember this is a morning show.
And
but the best is yet to
come. And there is a lot of stressful energy out there, especially this weekend. We're coming to the 20th anniversary of 9/11.
Oh,
a lot of people feel under threat. They're afraid.
Zeitgeist is
There's a lot of stuff going on. So do your best to be bright. Do your best to be compassionate. My father's favorite hymn was "Bright in the Corner Where You Are." And then when Christopher came, he said that in a druidic way. And he said, look after your own square mile. So
it's true.
If everybody looked after their own corner, their own square mile, then that energy would overtake.
And that's what Celtic is all about. That's instilling that into people, instilling people into, it's all about relationship, and your relationship with nature is hugely important.
Yeah.
And you can't say, oh, somebody needs to do something about this. It's actually down to you. You need to do something about this. It's not, oh, somebody needs to do something about global warming. You need to do something about global warming. Only you can be the change that you're looking to see.
Throwing garbage into the ocean.
So yeah, the best is definitely yet to come. And I want to just leave you with this thought, even though we did the card of the day. I want to, when you're mulling over if something's right or proper or is the appropriate course of action, or is it the truth? Is it, when you're trying to work all this out? Because there's an awful lot of misinformation and conflicting facts.
First fact check, right? Is it the truth?
Well, is it coming at it from a place of love?
Yeah. Or am I afraid or angry? Yeah.
That usually is the acid test. That is the acid test. And somebody who stands up and spews vitriol and tries to turn people against other people, that's not a place of love.
No.
That is not a place of love. And nothing good can come from that. Nothing good.
No, we need to harness this Saturn and Aquarius energy in a positive way.
When the power of love, as Jimi Hendrix said, finally overcomes the love of power, then we shall know peace. Yeah. And it really is the case, So much good can come from this wonderful thing called love. And you can't run out of it. You can't run out of it. It's like pushing water uphill with a broom. It just washes straight around back, back around you. It amplifies, it multiplies. It will come, so long as that's where your focus is. And if I can implore you to do anything, spread the love. Not the bloody virus, spread the love, as we said. Get vaccinated, look after yourself, look after your neighborhood. Ask, how can I help? What can I do to make things better? And suddenly the whole death card there, transformation, the whole game plan has changed. Totally. So the best is definitely yet to come, if that's what you're looking for.
Practice tolerance.
Practice love, practice tolerance. And oh gosh, that was it. We went back into Thoughtful Thursday there, didn't we?
Well, our week is all screwed up.
I haven't got a clue what day it is.
We almost had Tarot Talk Tuesday as well.
Tarot Talk Tuesday, Thoughtful Thursday, and Fantastic Friday, all rolled into one. Well, we were missing for 2 days, so why don't we did a little bit of a little bit of whatever. So thank you so much.
Thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you so much for watching. Yes, thank you for all the good wishes and all the fun stuff. Keep the wonderful healing energy flowing. It's good. We'll accept all that you wish to send us. Thank you so much for that. Hopefully we'll get Lisa sorted on Monday, and
yeah,
or at least have a plan. How to go about getting that fixed. So. Yeah, you're going to have to contend with me. No idea whether we're going to see you over the weekend. We've got lots of catching up to do, so we're going to get on with it right now. But you guys have a beautiful and amazing day.